Hello everyone, welcome back to English lecture. So I hope you all are safe and sound. Very good afternoon to all of you. We had started I Have Three Visions for India, written by Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. So let us continue with that. Let me share the screen with you all. We have already started the lesson. Uh, let us have a quick overview over what we already have done. Uh, we started with some small description of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. Uh, and we know that this is the speech that he delivered at Indian Institute of Technology, Hyderabad on May 25, 2011. And we know that basically in his speech, he has discussed about the three visions for India. That means these are the three things that he wants. These are the three dreams that he has for India. The first among them is the freedom or the vision of freedom. The second is development, and third is that he wants India to stand up to the world. So these are the three dreams that he has for India, and I have told you that in short note, you might be asked the question, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam's three visions for India. Then 4 milestones in his career. That also we know that he has worked with ISRO and has worked with worked for the satellite launch vehicle SLV-3. That is his first dream. Second bliss is that he joined DRDO, and third was that DRDO had its tremendous partnership in the recent nuclear test that was done on May 11 and 13. These were the three milestones, and fourth one was when they developed this material for calipers that was very useful to that orthopedic surgeon to help those children who had fracture on their legs or anywhere, and in that way he was helpful to those children, and he was along with his other friends, other colleagues, they were helpful in relieving children from carrying that heavy weight. Instead of carrying 3 kilograms every day on their legs, now the children were at least able to be relieved from that weight because those calipers were only of 300 grams. So this is what he did. As a person, he had these 4 milestones in his. He considers these 4 achievements as his milestones in his career. So we have seen this, and then starts his personal description, his personal expression of how he looks at media, and he asks a basic question: why is the media here so negative? Why is the media in India so negative? Because India is always printing, publishing the news that is negative, the news related to corruption, death, rape, murder. Why don't we publish the news that brings positive out? So he says that, as I have highlighted here, we are the first in milk production, we are number one in remote sensing satellites, we are the second largest producer of wheat, we are the second largest producer of rice. So these are, and then he gives example of Dr. Sudarshan, who transferred this tribal village into a self-sustaining and self-driving unit. Why don't we show this thing to the world? Why don't we share with others that there are so many good things in our country? So he basically asked, why are we so negative? And then another question that he asked is, why are we as a nation so obsessed with foreign things? I mean, Why do we always are interested in buying the things, buying the products which have come from foreign countries? Why don't we like the things that have been made in India? Because he asked, do we not realize that self-respect comes with self-reliance? Self-respect comes with self-reliance. अगर हम आत्मनिर्भर हैं, तभी तो अपने आप को रिस्पेक्ट कर पाएंगे, अपने आप को मान से देख पाएंगे. So he gives example of an incident when a girl in Hyderabad, while he was delivering a lecture, a 14-year-old girl asked him uh, about his autograph, and when he asked her what her goal in life was, she said that I want to live in a developed country. I want to live in a developed India. I'm sorry. I want to live in a developed India. That means she was made to believe that she was living in a country that was not developed. मतलब उसको ऐसा कहा गया था और उसने भी मान लिया था that we are living in a country that is not developed. So he gives various reasons why we are already developed and still we don't consider ourselves developed. We don't consider ourselves strong. So he says that for her, you and I will have to build this developed India. वो कहते हैं कि हमें ही तो developed India को बनाना पड़ेगा. We have to build the nation. So you must proclaim, India is not an underdeveloped nation. It is a highly developed nation. Then he asked, do you have 10 minutes? And if you do have, please answer my question. You say that our government is inefficient. You say that our laws are too old. You say that the municipality does not pick up the garbage. You say that the phones don't work, the railways are a joke, the airline is the worst in the world, mails never reach their destination. You say that our country has been fed to the dogs and is the absolute pit. You say and say and say. You keep saying. You don't do anything. That is the basic question. We always keep expressing our views. And our views are also so negative. So we don't have anything positive to do. Instead of actually doing something for the country, instead of building the developed nation, we are saying these negative things about our country. What do you do about it? While you keep saying, what do you do about it? That is the next question that he asked. And from here we have to continue. Take a person on his way, Dr. Kalam says, take a person on his way to Singapore, give him a name, yours, give him a face, yours, you walk out of the airport and you are at your international best. In Singapore, you don't throw cigarette butts on the road or eat in the stores. So you behave very properly. You don't, show anything that creates a bad impression. So you don't throw cigarette butts on the roads or you don't eat in the stores. You are as proud of that underground links as they are. You pay $5 to drive through Orchard Road between 5 p.m. and 8 p.m. You come back to the parking lot to punch your parking ticket if you have overstayed in a restaurant or a shopping mall, irrespective of your status, identity. In Singapore, you don't say anything, do you? So you don't express your views in terms of, I don't want to buy tickets, though I have parked my car over here. You don't misbehave to anyone. You don't break any law. You completely respect all the laws and you follow all the rules and regulations over there because you are in Singapore. So he asked, do you break any law? No. You wouldn't dare to eat in public. You wouldn't dare to eat in public during Ramadan in Dubai. You would not dare to go out without your head covered in Jeddah. You would not dare to buy an employee of the telephone exchange in London at £10 a month to see to it that my STD and ISD calls are billed to someone else. ऐसी चोरी भी तुम वहां पे नहीं करोगे जो तुम यहाँ पे करते हो. You would not dare to speed beyond 55 mph, that is 88 kilometer per hour in Washington, and then tell the traffic cop, जानता है साला मैं कौन हूँ? Do you know who I am? I'm so and so son. Take your $2 and get lost. Who you are? Do you know who you are talking to? तुम्हें पता है तुम किससे बात कर रहे हो? ये जो बातें हम इंडिया में करते हैं, this is how we behave in India while breaking laws, as if we can do this. जैसे ये सब हमारी प्रॉपर्टी है और हम ये कर सकते हैं, उस एटीट्यूड के साथ हम जो लॉज तोड़ते हैं, जो हम मिसबिहेव करते हैं. Do we do all these things while we are in Dubai or we are in Singapore? You wouldn't chuck an empty coconut shell anywhere other than the garbage pail on the beaches in Australia and New Zealand. So you don't dirt any place while you are there. Why don't you spit pan on the streets of Tokyo? Why don't you use examination jockeys or buy fake certificates in Boston? We are still talking of the same you. So we are talking about you. While you are in Dubai, you are in Singapore, you are in Tokyo, you are in Boston. Why don't you break the laws? Why don't you behave as if everything is yours and you don't need to justify your acts which are wrong? You who can respect and conform to a foreign system in other countries but cannot in your own. You who will throw papers and cigarettes on the road the moment you touch Indian ground, right? So while you don't throw any garbage on the beaches of Australia or any other foreign country, while you are in India back, you will throw anything that comes to your hand. So you who did all these things in foreign countries to show that you are the most civilized kind of person, when you come back to India, because it is your own country, ये अपना ही देश है, you will start throwing the thing. If you can be an involved and appreciative citizen in an alien country, कोई अनजाना देश, कोई बाहर का देश, in an alien country, you are so involved, you are so appreciative, तुम इतने तुम्हारा काम जो है इतने प्रशंसा से पात्र है, तुम इतने obedient citizen की तरह behave करते हो. Why cannot you be the same here in India? Why don't you do the same in India? Once in an interview, the famous ex-municipal commissioner of Bombay, Mr. Tinaikar, had a point to make. Rich people's dogs are walked on the streets to leave their affluent droppings all over the place, he said. And then the same people turn around to criticize and blame the authorities for inefficiency and dirty pavements. Right? Firstly, they only allow their dogs to dirt the place with their affluent droppings here and there, and then they only would come, sit in the drawing room and start criticizing the authorities and the government and the municipal committee, they would start criticizing them, and they would start complaining that the government is not doing anything. Why do they expect the officers to do? What do they expect the officers to do while you yourselves are not taking care of your dogs? Why do you expect the officers to come and clean that dirt? Go down with broom every time their dog feels the pressure in his bowels? मतलब क्या ये ऑफिसर्स हर बार जाएंगे आपके पीछे, आप जहाँ पे कुत्तों के लेके जाते हो उनके पीछे, क्या ये ऑफिसर्स हर बार आएंगे to clean the pavements? In America, every dog owner has to clean up after his pet has done the job. Same in Japan. Will the Indian citizen do that here? तो ये सब अमेरिका में और जापान में जो है, हमेशा सिटीजन जो जब भी अपने डॉग्स को लेके बाहर जाते हैं, they always clean the pavement. They never leave it as dirty as it was. Will the Indian citizens do that here? क्या हम लोग यहाँ पे ऐसा करेंगे? This is what this ex-municipal commissioner of Bombay once said, and he's absolutely right. Kalam quotes him and says that we go to the polls to choose a government and after that forfeit all responsibility. We sit back wanting to be pampered and expect the government to do everything for us while our contribution is totally negative. मतलब हम we select the people, a particular political party as government, and then we forfeit our responsibility. Then we don't have to do anything. We don't have to take care of anything. We sit back wanting to be pampered and expect the government to do everything for us, while our contribution is totally zero, totally negative. We won't do anything. We expect the government to clean up, but we are not going to stop chucking garbage all over the place, nor are we going to stop to pick up a stray piece of paper and throw it in the bin. क्योंकि हमें लगता है कि हमने तो फेंका नहीं है, फिर हम क्यों कचरा उठाएं? So as if after selecting the people for government, as if our responsibility is over now, we don't have to do anything. We expect the railways to provide clean bathrooms, but we are not going to learn the proper use of bathrooms. And we know what is the condition of bathrooms in railway. मतलब हम रेलवे से एक्सपेक्ट करते हैं कि वो हमें बाथरूम जो है वो क्लीन दे, लेकिन हम उसकी क्या दशा करते हैं, हम उसकी क्या पोजीशन बना देते हैं और किस तरीके से हम बिहेव करते हैं, वो बिल्कुल हम आंसरेबल कहीं पे भी नहीं है. We want Indian Airlines and Air India to provide the best of food and toiletries, but we are not going to stop pilfering at the least opportunity. We would, steal the thing. Pilfering. हम लोग चोरी कर लेंगे. अगर कुछ चीज अच्छी लगी, किसी अच्छी होटल में खाने के लिए गए या फिर रहने के लिए गए, रेस्टोरेंट में खाने के लिए गए, तो वहां से चीजें उठा के पर्स में रख देंगे. We don't want to answer for that. We are not answerable. This applies even to the staff who is known to pass on the service to the public as well. When it comes to burning social issues like those related to women, dowry, girl child and others, we make loud drawing room presentations and drawing room protestations and continue to do the reverse at home. Our excuse, it's the whole system which has to change. How will it matter if I alone forego my son's rights to a dowry? हमें लगता है, मतलब see, we all are very good at shouting these slogans of बेटी बचाओ बचाओ, but when it comes to our own house and when it comes to the equality in our own house, in our own family, do we actually take care of the equal rights? No. We would say at that time, we would, reverse this at home and say, raising up this excuse that I alone cannot change society. So he says that when it comes to women, when it comes to dowry, the hate, when it comes to girl child and others, we make very loud drawing room protestations. हम लोग बहुत बड़ी बड़ी बातें करने में एकदम पहला नंबर है हमारा, but when it comes to actually implementing those things, we are completely negative and we say that we alone cannot do anything. Why should I forego my son's right to dowry? मतलब मैं अकेला थोड़ी ना दहेज प्रथा को खत्म कर दूंगा, तो हम क्यों, मेरे बेटे का अधिकार है ये तो डाउरी, तब जो है वो अधिकार हो जाता है. So why don't we do what we are shouting so loudly in public? So who is going to change the system then? If we believe that as an individual we cannot change it, मतलब हम अकेले नहीं कर पाएंगे ये, then who is going to do that for you? You yourself, according to Kalam, the system cannot change on its own. The people who have made that system, the people who have made the community, the people who have made the country, they are going to change firstly and then the country will change. No one is going to change it for you. So if you feel that I alone cannot change it, you are completely wrong and then it will not change at all. When it comes to, so who is going to change the system? What does the system consist of? Very conveniently for us, it consists of our neighbors, other households, other cities, other communities and the government. मतलब हमें लगता है that the system is made up of neighbors, of the people of other cities, of government and other communities. So it is some so and so community that is so wrong and that is observing wrong practices. It is our neighbor who is so wrong, and he does the things which are wrong. So it is they who make the country. Are we ourselves not the part of the country? When it comes to us actually making a positive contribution to the system, we lock ourselves along with our families into a safe cocoon and look into the distance at our countries far away and wait for a Mr. Clean to come along and work miracles for us with a majestic sweep of his hand, or we leave the country and run away. So what we do when it comes to answer, when it comes to actually making a positive contribution to the system, जब हमें खुद को ही एक positive contribution system के लिए देने की बात आए, तो what we do, we along with our family members go into a safe cocoon. हम एक corner में चले जाते हैं, safe corner में चले जाते हैं, cocoon में चले जाते हैं, and look into the distance of at countries far away. हम दूसरे देशों की ओर देखने लगते हैं and wait for a Mr. Clean to come and do everything, do the miracles for us, so that we ourselves don't have to do anything. Or what we do, what is the other option? We leave the country. जब हमें खुद को एक पॉजिटिव कंट्रीब्यूशन देने की बात आए, देन वी लीव द कंट्री. हम देश को ही छोड़ के भाग जाते हैं, चले जाते हैं और फिर क्रिटिसाइज करते रहते हैं दैट इन दिस कंट्री दिस हैपेंस, दैट हैपेंस. Like lazy cowards, hounded by our fears, we run to America to bask in their glory and praise their system. Like lazy cowards, we run away to America and then we appreciate them a lot. कि वहाँ पे तो बहुत अच्छा है, वहाँ पे तो हवा एकदम साफ है, वहाँ पे बिल्कुल गंदगी नहीं है, गवर्नमेंट इज ग्रेट ओवर देयर, पीपल आर ऑल्सो सो नाइस टू यू. When New York becomes insecure, we run to England. When England experiences unemployment, we take the next flight out to the Gulf. When the Gulf is war struck, we demand to be rescued and brought home by the Indian government. So this is our position. जब सबसे पहले we run away to America, then it's not safe to work there now, so we go to England, then to some other country, then to some other country, and this is how we keep running all the time. And finally, when we are in some problem, what we do is we apply we request the Indian government to come and take us to India. At that particular time, we become the citizens of India. मतलब पहले कमाई के लिए या फिर किसी और रीजन से हम यहाँ से वहाँ भागते रहते हैं. But when it comes to some when we are in some problem, we say that we are the citizens of India. So we request the Indian government to come and take us home. Everybody is out to abuse and rape the country. मतलब everybody in India, every person, every citizen in India is there to abuse and rape the country. हम सब जो है वो देश को हर तरीके से उसको क्रिटिसाइज करते हैं, उसको बिल्कुल छोड़ते नहीं हैं, उसकी किसी भी सिस्टम को, उसकी किसी भी बात को हम अप्रिशिएट नहीं करते हैं. Nobody thinks of feeding the system. While we expect so much from the system, what do we ourselves have to do for the system? Do we ever think in that way? Our conscience is mortgaged to money. हमारी नैतिकता जो है, हमारा जो एक नैतिक विचार है हमारा, वो बिक गया है पैसों के लिए, भौतिकता के लिए, मटीरियलिस्टिक लाइफ के लिए. Dear Indians, he urges to Indians, dear Indians, I am echoing J.F. Kennedy's words to his fellow Americans to relate to Indians. मतलब J.F. Kennedy ने कभी अपने अमेरिकन के लिए, अपने देशवासियों के लिए कुछ शब्द कहे थे जो मैं हमारे देशवासियों को कहना चाहता हूँ. I quote, ask what we can do for India and do what has to be done to make India what America and other Western countries are today. I repeat, ask what we can do for India and do what has to be done to make India what America and other Western countries are today. So firstly, ask yourself what you can do for the country. And while you are looking with so much respect and appreciation to the other foreign countries, Think how you can make your country like them. Think how we can be in their position. Think how we can contribute to the system, how we can help the system to be better. Let's do what India needs from us. He requests, he urges to each and every one of us to do the things in such a manner that we can be helpful to the country. So that is the lesson. Again, as far as short answers, short notes are concerned, I firstly gave you a question. And those who are writing, please do write the important short notes from this lesson. Kalam's 3 visions for India. Dr. Kalam's 4 milestones in his career. Then the next is the influence of media on public opinion. The influence of media on public opinion. मतलब हम सब के ओपिनियन पे, हम सब के विचारों पे मीडिया का क्या प्रभुत्व है, क्या मीडिया की असर है. Influence of media on public opinion. So he has discussed at length how media plays such a vital role in forming the opinion of citizens of the country, and how media in India is doing this. So that is also a short note. So what you have to write in that is how Kalam as an individual looks at media, how he looks at media as an important factor that can form the opinion of citizens of the country, and how he gives example of the other countries and the media of other countries, and how he talks about the media in India. Next, our excuse to not engage in raging social issues. Our excuse, next short note is our excuse to not engage in raging social issues. So that is a short note. We have just discussed how we make loud protestations as far as social issues related to women and dowry and corruptions and everything else related to society is concerned. While as far as we just have to talk, we have loud statements to make. But when it comes to take responsibility, or when it comes to actually positively contribute to the society or to change the social system, we are completely negative. And we raise an excuse that we can't forego our son's right to a dowry. So I have already highlighted here, when it comes to burning social issues like those related to women, dowry, girl child and others, we make loud drawing room presentations and continue to do the reverse at home. मतलब बोलने के लिए हम बड़ी बड़ी बातें करते हैं, but we do the reverse it at home. घर पे हम बिल्कुल उल्टा करते हैं. So in that way, according to him, social issues will keep burning. They would not be able to be solved. And last, our country's expectations from us. These are the short notes that you can be asked from this lesson. Our country's expectations from us. So what are the expectations that our country has from us? That is the question. This would actually come from the entire last part of the lesson. Firstly, that we should not keep saying the thing. As he said in this part, we say and say and say, but we never do anything. So firstly, according to Kalam, we should do something for the country, for our country. We can give examples as he gave over here. You came back to the parking lot to punch your parking ticket. If you have overstayed in a restaurant or a shopping mall, irrespective of your status, identity, etc. So you can write this whole part. So firstly, Our country expects us to not just say, but also do the needful to change the condition of the nation. Second, we should be positive about our nation. Then you can give example of the media. Next, we should positively take part into the social issues. We should take our responsibility. We should not just leave everything on government, and we should take responsibility. Instead of raising our contribution to instead of raising the false excuses, we should contribute to change the false rituals from being observed in the society. No, I'm sorry. Instead of raising excuses, we should contribute positively into the into the change social system by raising doubts about it. So these are the short. And finally, ask what we can do for India and do what. So you can quote these lines by J.F. Kennedy and say that we should also do for India what Kennedy told his citizens to do for their country. So these are the country's expectations from us. So these are the short notes that can be asked from this lesson. So for now, we would leave the meeting and see you in the next class.